Hello everyone and welcome to Group C of the Intel Extreme Masters Season 1 group stage. And before I get into the game, I just want to make a quick announcement, because I think there's a decent number of people that quits my videos once the game is done. So I just want to say this right in the beginning, so everyone knows about it. Once one play day is done for every group from now on, so after every third best of 3 I upload, I'm going to upload the Excel sheet up to Google spreadsheets. So if you want to look at the current state of the tournament, you can always find the link to that in the video description, but of course be wary of spoilers, since every game, every best of 3 that I've covered on YouTube so far is going to be mentioned on that spreadsheet, of course. With that out of the way, let's look at the game here. It is Grubby against DIDI8, and Grubby actually decided to go off race here, playing Undead and going for a Fiend build. So not really sure what the reason for Grubby's decision was, but let's see how well he's gonna be able to do with that. And DIDI8 on the other side of the map with his main race, going for Warden first and an Ancient of War creep here in front of his green camp. Wisp is going to scout this Fiend build right now. Grubby, by the way, it wasn't random or anything, so he deliberately chose Undead. And yeah, he's going to go for a DK first. Shop coming as well. Second cigarette is going to be the next building if he sticks with the regular Fiend build. Archer finished. Ancient of War creep is going to start in just a second. Right now here. And yeah, there's the second cigarette. Second Fiend already soon to be out as well. And DIDI8 gets the Gloves of Haste. And he even gets a second Ancient of War down here at the mercenary camp. I think a pretty good decision, probably, since he's seeing Grubby go for the Fiend build. So if the opponent's playing Fiends, there's basically no pressure to be expected early on as a Night Elf. So all the Undead's gonna do is creep, get some levels on his DK, gather some Fiends. So either you wanna distract him from that while producing archers, and then on tier 2 put up a lot of pressure with like Naga second, or you gotta go creeping even more aggressively as you can, basically, with your Ancient of War. And since this one is in a pretty awkward position, it would take him a long time to march up to the next creep camp here, which then again is also one that the Undead could potentially try and take. Making a second Ancient of War down here seems like not a bad decision, especially with the Warden, who of course benefits a lot from reaching level 3 early on. And Grubby is getting double Sacrificial Skulls, still tier 1, and bringing an Ecolite down here, so we're gonna see a fast expansion by Grubby. I was just about to say we're not gonna see any pressure by him unless he's going for some crazy strategy like tier 1 Fiend tower push or something, but he decides to go for another crazy strategy, which is a lot more passive, and which I'm not sure how well that's gonna turn out against the level 3 Warden, which DIDI8 is going to have eventually. So mercenary camp crept, a Ring of Regeneration for the Warden, not that bad early on. Death Knight got Gloves of Haste as well at his natural expansion. Just quickly check. Yeah, Grubby is now for the first time heading across the map, so he's got no clue about his opponent's hero choice, and I feel like Undead fast expansion against a quickly leveled early on level 3 Warden. Let's see, Grubby now sees the Warden, and yeah, he just clicked her as well, so he knows about what's up, and he's probably not going to satisfied with his opponent's hero choice, because the Warden, I'm assuming if she hits level 5 she can go for Fenner Knives and go for the huge Acolyte Genocide, but at the moment I feel like Shadow Strike and Blink probably makes the most sense. As we can see, he already skilled all his 3 skill points, so he already went for, you know, something. And yeah, level 2 Shadow Strike is what we're seeing here. Killing the first Acolyte. Grubby only level 2, that's of course going to be bad news for him as well, since, yeah, he calling that Acolyte pretty early on. Yeah, his healing for his Acolytes, of course, but especially his Fiends in open fights is gonna be quite horrible compared to the damage the Shadow Strike is able to do, especially with the Focus Fire DIDI8 already has available to him, and the counter expansion is already halfway up, so DIDI8 at this point knows Grubby has to invest into many towers. He is getting a 3rd Ziggurat already, and, you know, as long as there are not enough towers, DIDI8 can just blink in, kill 2 Acolytes, and blink out all the time. As long as Grubby isn't around, so I think map control is gonna be hardcore on DIDI8 side for the next couple of minutes. Expansion scouted now by Grubby. Warden is coming back with full mana, full health. Panda second for DIDI8 would like to do some creeping. See, does the skeleton get the kill here? Yes, it actually does. Decently done by Grubby. He's got 2 more coils remaining at the moment. The Warden, on the other hand, like 4 more Shadow Strikes with the regeneration, I guess. So Grubby coiling here. If he decides to go for another Shadow Strike, he should still be able to get this Fiend here. She decides to turn around for some reason. Now Panda continues creeping. Another Acolyte heading down here. 4th Ziggurat even in production. I guess slowly we're getting into the right number of towers for Grubby. Alright, and the Warden just going for the Death Knight. Of course, Grubby's tier 2 has just started right now, as he had to saturate his expansion first, and still there's gonna be a decent chance that while his tech is gonna lose, you know, an Acolyte or 2. Double Ancient of Lore for DIDI8. It's still tier 2, no shop yet, I think. No, this is the Ancient of War, but his expansion is gonna start running in a second as well, and he had to invest a lot fewer resources than Grubby into his expansion. So Panda and Warden continue creeping. I mean, level 4 Warden, of course, also pretty great, since Blink will only cost him 10 mana instead of 50, so he can harass for a lot longer. He can, you know, cast a few more Shadow Strikes while being out on the map. But I think the next key is actually the level 3 Panda. Potion of Greater Mana for the Warden. Oh my. And Grubby reached the level 3 as well. This has gotta be an XP tome, doesn't it? Like, he's level 3.5 already, and before he crept down here, he wasn't even... He was like level 2.6 or so, so... That's gotta be a tome of XP. No. Even though he found that, he's definitely still not in a great position in this game. Warden still out-leveling the DK, blinking in here. And what's he going for? A Fiend or the Death Knight? He's going for the Death Knight again. So yeah, as long as he's not tier 2, healing will be a problem for him. And even once he reaches tier 2, you know, statues take a while. And heal potions are expensive, so yeah, why not? The Fiend... Oh, he's actually turning around for the Fiend. Next Shadow Strike is gonna be painful. He's got the Town Portal though, and he's not able to dodge the Shadow Strike here. Using the Town Portal too late. I'm assuming he's still gonna survive thanks to Unholy Aura and Blight. And he's buying a heal potion and a mana potion. Actually running away. The Fiend... Oh, he sees the Warden coming. Okay, so Warden continues to chase for this Death Knight, but not gonna find him. Fiend's heading across the map from everywhere for Grubby. Looks like he's just gonna try and win some time for, you know, his tier 2 or tier 3 eventually coming into play. Sacrificial Pit and Slaughterhouse. Grubby's tower positioning is quite unusual here, to say the least. Warden heading down towards the expansion. Okay, looks like he doesn't dare to blink in here because I'm assuming because of the higher blink cooldown he's still got. I mean, blink level 3 of course would eventually lower the cooldown by a significant amount of time. Wow, and even Town Portal used here by DIDI8, who now has his Panda on level 3 as well. Claws +9 for him, and the Wand of Lightning Shield at the marketplace, at the Goblin Merchant.
Summoning is complete.
Yeah, Grubby going for a bit of wisp hunting. DIDI8 actually has some lumber problems, but it's not like his current army isn't enough for now to deal with the undead. Lich is out already, tier 3 is in production, Burrow coming for the Fiends, double slaughterhouse even for Grubby. But Grubby just up to 50 supply, doesn't have an orb yet, I'm assuming no upgrades probably. No upgrades yet. Okay, first upgrade coming just now, 1-0 attack for the Fiends. So, you know, he's gonna start banking now, but it's gonna take him a while. So we're not gonna see Grubby willing to engage in a fight anytime soon. At least that's what I'm assuming. Pendant of Energy for him, so that's something. Level 4 for the DK. In the meantime, Warden also reached level 4. Staff and Orb for her. Panda just coming across the map right now. Still keeping the Lightning Shield. I guess, you know, in a bigger fight, maybe on a bear later on against the Fiends. Should come in handy. Master already finished for the bears. I'm a bit surprised that DIDI8 doesn't harass more with his Warden. I mean, he could, at this point, he could go to the shop. I mean, he's got 800 gold. He could just buy like an invisibility potion. Maybe sell the ring right now. Get an invul potion, get a staff, and just continue shadow striking all of the acolytes all the time. But he decides not to do so. His entire side of the map has been crapped right now. Just hold on for a second. I think the entire map has been crapped right now, except for this green camp up here outside of Grubby's main base. So it's level 4 and 3.7 against 4 and barely over level 2. So decent XP advantage for the Night Elf, 2 statues right now with Grubby's army. And he's getting Disease Cloud, Destroyer upgrades. Yeah, 1-0 on the Fiends in the meantime. 2 heal potions, no other items whatsoever for Grubby. And he saved up so much gold, but he's got huge lumber problems as well. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ghouls harvesting lumber right now. So that should change soon. But for now, yeah, not really anything he can do. And he's gonna have to town portal as well. Let's see if he's gonna lose anything. Maybe this Fiend here. Looks like actually DIDI8 was attempting to go for the kill on the Lich, but didn't even get his nukes into play. So only a town portal exchange doesn't really help anyone. I guess Grubby a tiny bit more since he's still in no upkeep. But other than that, shade out for Grubby. I guess, is DIDI8 able to really push against this expansion already? I guess that's the same question Grubby is asking himself right now, and he's even getting 2 more cigarettes, even though he's at 100, or his supply cap is at 100 already. So he just wants to make 100% sure that his expansion doesn't get killed here. And for now, even though the army is a lot bigger for DIDI8, as long as Grubby's main and expansion is defended properly, which at least his expansion is, his main I'm guessing as well, DIDI8 shouldn't be able to achieve too much. Looks like he didn't see the low HP Fiend there. I feel like the DK should coil and then town portal. It looks like he's trying to win more time. I don't really see him achieving anything though. Next Shadow Strike going on the Death Knight. Night Elf army is just hunting the undead across the map, but you know, the Warden is, you know, it's got somewhat of a decent survivability. He's got bears there. Grubby's got no destroyers yet. He can start morphing, of course, but then he would go into low upkeep. 2 upgrades as well against, I guess, still 1-0 for Grubby. Yeah, still 1-0. And he's just getting everything. He's getting Web, Temple of the Damned, Boneyard. I guess the Temple of the Damned makes sense somewhat, because of both the Warden and the Panda's huge damage output against the Fiends. But it's gonna take him a long time to get a decent number of Banshees into play. And it looks like DIDI8 is sick of playing catch with Grubby, so he's gonna go for the push. And Grubby, he saved up 2,200 gold, so is he actually gonna try and hold this without breaking into low upkeep? Like, if he does so successfully, then kudos to him, because he's gonna have a very strong economical situation. But look at the damage output against his Spirit House. Grubby, he's got a Town Portal. Does he want to force his opponent back? I don't think that's gonna work out, and this might be a huge mistake by Grubby, not Town Portaling here to defend with his towers. Or did he think he wouldn't even be able to hold this expansion with his army and towers? I think he would have been able to do so. But alright, Panda level 4, Warden 4.5, expansion is going down. Okay, the army is absurdly small for Grubby, but still. Like, what's the point of getting all those towers if you're not gonna try and fight with them? Yeah, Kornova is an archer. DIDI8 doesn't really care. 78 supply against 59 out of 50. And Grubby's even supply blocked right now, even though he's got the bank. And he's going Necromancer, so okay. At least we're seeing something completely out of the ordinary here.
Summoning is complete.
So 4-2 heroes still for Grubby. Lich is gonna get close to level 3 after finishing this one. But what is Grubby supposed to do at this point? I mean, the only thing he can do is eventually try and push against this expansion. But it looks like he might not even have to do so. I guess he can be happy if he survives this push right now by his opponent. First Necromancer already down, second one probably gonna fall soon afterwards. Alright, end fight starts. 3-2 upgrades on the bears by now, and Grubby immediately Town Portaling probably into the back of his base. Only lost the Necromancer and one Fiend, plus the TP of course, and he's down economy wise, and everything looks horrible for him. So yeah, that's the situation, I guess. Some skeletons being summoned by the Necromancer. First bear is soon gonna have to be staffed unless he wants to lose it to Kornova. And there is the staff. And DIDI8 actually deciding to Town Portal out right now. I mean, fair enough choice, I guess. He killed both of the slaughterhouses. Grubby, what's he gonna be able to produce here? Necromancers and Fiends, which is both not gonna do particularly well against high level Warden Panda. And the number of bears he's got here, and he saved 3 very low HP bears, 1 with the staff and 2 survived just as he Town Portaled out. So he's doing everything right at this point. 80 supply or 79, 1,500 gold already saved up, 3 upgrade done right now, still got 1 staff, plenty of items on the Panda as you can see, double orb even, 2 heal scrolls. Looks like this was maybe an Ancient Protector, since the circle is so small. And trying to go for the expansion again. Okay, I was thinking earlier on, you know, all in push against this, just gather everything you got and go for it. But he's trying to go for the expansion another time, which, well, might not work out that well. Morphing Destroyers right now, he knows he's gotta hold this somehow. Crypt Lord 3rd as well for him. 1-1 upgrades on the Fiends by now, 1-1 on the Abominations. So basically every upgrade once for Grubby. And next fight encounters. Warden blinking forward, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire coming in, Impale against the bears. First bear really low, second bear having rejuvenation on him right now, but dispelled. Coil goes on a Fiend, I think. Lich with Unholy Frenzy is attacking incredibly fast, but he's taking a lot of damage as well. Next Fiend has already fallen. The two Necromancers here are a bit out of position. Actually, the Unholy Frenzy, quite a funny ability here, but it's not going Grubby this fight. It is 42 supply against still 73 level 5 Warden. Death Knight's going down. Breath of Fire from the Panda. And this ends the game. Wow. During the fight I just had to look into the bottom right hand corner for a second there if I still was on you know, one time speed, because the attack speed with Unholy Frenzy is really quite ridiculous. But I think DIDI8 played a very, very good game there from start to finish. Getting the Warden first, of course, did come in very handy against the strategy choice of Grubby. I guess usually with the Fiend build, I mean, of course, just due to the build order, there's no way of getting an early scout with like an Acolyte or a Ghoul, but at least you wanna scout with a Skeleton early on. At least if you're not going for standard Fiend play, but for a fast expansion with it, because the Warden first really hurt Grubby. I think with a Demon, against the Demon Hunter, you know, one Nerubian Tower and one Spirit Tower maybe at the expansion would be fine. He could invest into a lot more Fiends, he could creep a lot more freely. DIDI8 therefore wouldn't have so much map control, wouldn't get his counter expansion in play that easily. And then, you know, once he had that, and since there wasn't really a lot to creep on the map, you know, Grubby couldn't just sit back and get his own like 5-3-3 heroes or something. There wasn't really any way back into the game for Grubby, except for, you know, just waiting for as long as possible, since he is which is what he did. But then, you know, you shouldn't lose your heavily towered expansion as long as you still have an army around, and, you know, just give it up for, what did he kill, maybe a Moogle or so in DIDI8's base. So I guess at that point he should have probably broken into low upkeep, say a minute earlier. Then he would have had like a Worm out and a Fiend and 2 additional Abominations, I guess. And okay, if he's going Necromancers, which is completely insane, I guess, maybe two additional Necromancers or 2 Banshees, which would have made a lot more sense. And then he could have definitely defended this expansion with like the 6 towers, or how many it were, which were there to guard that. And I guess then the game could have still ended differently if DIDI8 somehow, you know, made a micro mistake, lost his hero to Colnova maybe. But the way it went to DIDI8.